Alright guys, so with certain NBA players doing questionable things, let's just say, in these playoffs, it's time to count down who I think are the top 5 most hated players in the NBA. Let's go. So I'm starting off with Russell Westbrook at number 5. Now you all know a lot of the hate comes from the lack of his jump shot, the criticism about him being able to shoot, which he can't, spoiler alert. Obviously we know about the Westbrook nicknames and whether or not he can be a key contributor to a championship team. Honestly, I think especially with how he's played recently, he doesn't warrant a lot of this hate, but he does get a lot of it, and I think that puts him on this list. At number 4, I'm going with Patrick Beverley. He should deserve a spot on a lot of hated players lists, but to be honest with you, I don't hate him, and I don't think he's as hated as he might have been about a year or two ago. Obviously, he's an A-class pest. He gets in people's heads. You hate to play against him, and he talks a lot of smack for someone who's honestly not that good. But that being said, you know, with his podcast, and he's kind of been funnier recently, he's kind of grown on me, but definitely still an A-class pest and not a very likable player. You knew this was coming. At number 3, I have Draymond Green. I mean, with the amount of nut kicking and Sabonis stompings and ejections and technical fouls, Draymond Green has been the same unlikable player for years on end now. At least unlike the next couple players, or at least one player in specific coming up on this list, Draymond has a reason to talk a lot of smack and be hated because he can back it up with his 4 rings. But yeah, I mean, he always runs his mouth. We all know this. He's been suspended many times. He definitely should be on this list. At number 2, how can Ben Simmons not be high on this list? Nobody likes Ben Simmons because, well, it's obvious. The guy doesn't play and we don't know why. We can't figure it out. He's an enigma. He's obviously talented, but maybe the most passive player ever. And yeah, just never plays and we don't know why. No one likes Ben Simmons. I'm sorry. And at number 1, especially in these playoffs, nobody likes Dillon Brooks. You hate him, I hate him, unless you're an avid Grizzlies fan and you're from Oregon, you watched him play in Oregon, and you're also Canadian. Yeah, a lot of people don't like Dillon Brooks. In fact, a lot of people hate Dillon Brooks, including me. As a Lakers fan, I really don't like him, and you obviously know why. He talks a lot of game. He's not that good. He's more Dillon Bricks than Dillon Brooks. Honestly, I knew from day one that this guy would be a hated player. I remember him from Oregon, and he would talk a lot of trash in college. I knew it would follow him to the NBA, and boy, has he ever lived up to that. Honestly, I feel like Dillon Brooks has been and is going to continue to get humbled. He's got to dial it down, especially for a guy who shoots like 30% from 3. Alright guys, definitely make sure to comment your opinions. Let me know who makes your top 5 most hated NBA players. What players do you absolutely despise? Let me know.